Hey folks, and welcome back. I once again saw the picture, the thumbnail, and I already know who two of the units are, but hey, we're back with another new banner reaction and analysis. It's definitely, I'm glad it's not a Valentia banner, but for anybody who at least is going into this a little blind, but you'll probably see by the thumbnail. Hey, new banner, let's go. Oh boy, oh boy. I don't know who the full unit cast is, but we'll see. At least I won't show it right now, so that's fine. Oh, okay.
Since I was young,
Ingrid.
I've always wanted to be strong enough to protect our kingdom, like Prince Dimitri.
About time she gets
Glenn.
Wait, she's in as a lance cav? Really? Okay. I didn't expect that one. Okay. And she comes with fluent. Makes sense.
Defenseless, are we?
I really thought she'd get in as a flyer, but I guess not. That surprises me. Hey, DEDUE, let's go.
Animals have never taken to me.
Ooh.
They do not like my face.
I can't believe it. Axe armor. Oh, he has a savior skill too. Near save for attack and defense. Okay. All right. 30 stands 3. Okay, that's actually really cool. Interesting. Comes with device though. Boy. That's something, I guess. Linhardt, okay, sure. Why not? I'll take it.
I have to fight in this world too?
Yep.
Fine.
Wait, is he the demote? Yes, he is. Oh my god. Really? This is what he comes with? He got this treatment? Oh, that is so sad. Oh boy, how could they do this to you? And the one and only MARIANNE, finally in the game.
What is my purpose here? How can I make myself useful to others?
Just do something. Icy Fimbulvetter? Oh, she has Beetle Infantry 4. Okay. I guess that's something. Why not?
My blood compels me!
What's this? Ooh. Simple. That's okay. I don't mind it. Ooh, and not seer too. Okay. And she's a lance flyer. Got it. Okay. Simple, easy. Okay. Oh yeah, and Spark, of course, because duh, it's a regular New Heroes banner. Cool. All right, let's go through things one by one and go through them at least, see what happens. Okay. So we've got Ingrid, lance cav. Like I said already, I'm a little bit confused. I thought she would at least be in as a lance flyer. So this one's a little bit bizarre to me. Maybe, I don't know. You can use her as a cavalier, definitely. But I thought her cannon class would at least be a flyer. No? I don't know. Oh well. Anyway, Lewin. She has a, well, it's slaying, of course. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +6 during combat, and also deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed. And also, if unit speed is greater than the foe's speed by like 5 points, foe cannot counterattack. You know, that's pretty solid. Because I think overall, I mean, based on, well, you have to initiate or be within 2 spaces of an ally. Not only are you going to get 6 speed during your combat, just to make sure that you're in a doubling threshold, I guess. But then you're also dealing basically the amount that I think Flying Nino now has, right? She does 20% of unit speed, right? I believe so. It was honestly not bad. I honestly do like the foe cannot counterattack thing too, I guess, too. And I guess the rest of her kit kind of supplements that sort of thing. At least in terms of, hey, let's do our best to keep her alive by doing this. Because most likely she'll probably end up taking, obviously, some sort of damage on the enemy phase. But at least on the player phase, she'll be fine at that rate. I think maybe at this rate as well. What her weapon might do is also cancel out... actually, never mind. It wouldn't cancel out follow-up attacks, I believe. I mean, based on how this is worded, maybe I could interpret that, but at the same time, I doubt it. I don't know. Mostly because, I mean, you can be within 2 spaces of an ally, and you can maybe prevent your foe from counterattacking, but at that rate, that doesn't make any sense because they're countering your attack, right? So then, probably not. I guess at that rate, that only applies in their player phase, but that's honestly not bad either. At the end of the day, they're just trying to do what they can to make her a speed demon for a lance cav, and I don't think that's bad, especially with how previously we've gotten units like Dusel, who are basically super tanky, no speed in that. So this is a definitely a nice change of pace, at least with that. So you can either go for Ingrid now, who's like the super fast Lance Cavalier, or you can go for the super tanky, super damage, sustainable unit like Dusel. Otherwise, she's got Mumbo, solid. Attack speed solo 4 for her A slot, solid. Lull speed defense 3, solid. Res attack speed 3, solid. I believe, actually, wait, isn't Res attack speed 3 also what ends up coming on Shamir? Because I believe she has attack speed solo 4, Res attack speed 3, and Melf Helwa, if I remember correctly. So at this rate, she's just bringing in basically all the skills that Shamir has, except for, no, follow-up, because, well, duh, she's a Cavalier. She can't get it. But at this rate, you're not bringing in anything bad. You've got lull speed defense 3. This just helps you out in that sort of regard. So at this rate, she's literally just playing to, well, be alone at that rate and get however many buffs she wants out of that. So, I mean, going at this, you're basically getting, well, let's say you're alone, okay? You're going to get your innate +6 speed and +6 attack, so sure. You're also going to get +7 during combat, so that would make it 13. And then that would make it up to 16 with the lull speed defense 3. Oh, and then put on the Luin as well, so that's 22 speed in total, I believe, on at least initiation, given all of her skills are proccing. God damn, that's nuts. My god. She's definitely going to be interesting to see how she plays around with. I mean, she's a very, at least, she appears to be a very honest unit for what she can do. It's very typical. You at least understand what she will do. And that's honestly not bad. It's simple. Maybe she'll be kind of busted just because, I mean, cool. That's the thing. But overall, I feel like she's pretty honest. But that's... I've got to do. About time he's finally in the game. All the retainers are finally in. And he's a axe armor. And I actually don't hate that. I guess I kind of wish he was a demote here. But at the same time, this isn't honestly that bad. Cool. Anyways, he has an inheritable axe. Steadfast axe. Because in 2 spaces of an ally, grants +5 to attack and defense during combat, and neutralizes the unit's penalties. Okay, so this is, wait, is this actually Carrot Cudgel, but for an axe? I believe that's actually what this is. I think I'm actually right this time. That's actually not bad. I mean, I guess there's a good amount of units that could maybe use this, especially if they are tanky. And I mean, I guess at this rate, if you really wanted to, you could give this to original Bartray, for example, just to be like, hey, both Bartrays, they can have this. Why not? But I think this will definitely work out for him, mostly just because, I mean, that's kind of what he's going to have, is a lot of attack and defense just based on the rest of his kit. So this kind of just makes sense. Otherwise, I'm actually curious to see how much res he'll have, but I don't know. I do find it actually, wait, because if I look at it, if I'm actually correct, he has 50 HP. Really? Well, that's interesting. He's got... So, I'm assuming that at that rate, everything is basically going into his attack, defense, and HP. Like, full on. I don't mind that, actually. That's pretty nice. Otherwise, he's got Sturdy Stance 3. Finally, that's on somebody who isn't a seasonal unit, so that's cool. The Vice, this is just going to get swapped out for Bonfire or Ignis, depending on your preference, so it's just like... Well, whatever. And attack defense near save 3. So we've already had the near save version as defense res. This is the exact same thing. It's just giving you attack and defense +4 during your combat instead if you proc savior. I think actually, at least personally, that I've seen as of recent, I think my understanding, at least of the save skills, it's like this. Far save is going to be indefinitely useful in Aether Raids just because of how many range units are going to be in that mode, just being a nuisance and all that. A lot of teams are basically running that besides your whatchamacallit, your tank unit or whatever, or whoever you want to have for your saves. You basically just want to have far save on there because there's going to be stuff like cav lines or whatever that you want to tank and all that, for example. Otherwise, near save is actually very useful in Ponds of Loki, actually, because basically, I mean, if you want to score as high as you can, you want to be using physical units, or at least one range units at that rate. So being able to use this and going up against other one range units, this will definitely help, especially if some of your units are rather squishy. So this definitely works out in that regard. You're doing a little bit more damage, and you're taking a little less damage as well. So I just feel like this one, it definitely works. I guess, I don't know. Whether I think defense res or attack defense is, which one is better, I guess it really depends. I think it really ultimately depends on their stat line and what they're trying to tank. Because DEDUE is clearly trying to tank physical. I don't think he's going to have much resistance in that regard, so that's why he wouldn't want to use that. But otherwise, I mean, Gustav, he can use it perfectly fine. He's got plenty attack and defense and res, so it's like, there you go. I think overall, maybe this does kind of edge it out, maybe because of just wanting to be able to do a little bit more damage rather than taking a little bit more resistance, because I mean, maybe you'll go up against dragons, so it's like whatever, indefinitely useful, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, you're kind of just using it for savior, and it's like, there you go. And it's actually pretty nice that we actually have a savior skill now in the permanent pool. So now people don't need to completely just go out on this last banner because, hey, this might be the only time that we get near or just savior skills in general because we don't know when they'll come around. Now you've got time. I mean, you'll probably need to go out for Henrietta if you really want, or Henrietta if you want the far save, because that'll be indefinitely useful for Aether raids. So there you go. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, just solid in general. I'm curious to see what sort of stuff you can at least do with his stats, and I think overall, just he's going to be a pretty solid unit. Definitely, Steadfast Axe is probably the best thing here, besides obviously the near save. But I don't know. That's just me. Now we've got. Really, they had to just go and do you dirty, huh? My God, Linhardt. He's an infantry healer. Same thing as Mercedes, but he's got. Look at this. He's got Pain Plus for his weapon. I guess it's something, I guess. Otherwise, he has Physic for his assist, Miracle for his special, Renewal 3. I don't hate that, but it's probably going to be 5-star locked because otherwise he has Disengard 3, which I don't think is, and I don't think anybody in the 4-star pool actually has this. I know that it's on like rail units, obviously like Kronia, for example, but I don't know. I'm just like, they really had to do him dirty. They could have done so much more with Linhardt, but instead they just give him stuff that he kind of has in 3 houses, at least someone. It's just like, really? Did you really have to do them dirty? Really? I don't know. I guess overall, maybe he wouldn't be a bad thing, or at least a bad, you know, to plus 10. It's kind of deceptive because of the combat. He's going up against a 3-star axe fighter. And he's doing 19 times 2. I think he's barely killing him too, unless I'm dumb. He's got, oh, he has 25. Really? Oh my God. I think if anything though, I think he might have a really high resistance stat. Probably the highest in the class. That's my bet. Otherwise, everything else is kind of up in the air. I mean, maybe because he has 39 HP, he might have some more allocated into his offenses. I don't think he's going to be anything on the lines of like Flame and having like a high attack set or whatever. But I think most of his stat allocation is going to go into his res. That's just sort of the feeling I'm having. I really don't know. I just wish they didn't scuff him like this. Come on. I mean, I never really got to use Linhardt this much, but I know he's fairly beloved, and I really had to do him dirty like this. This is basically Mercedes 2.0. It's just like, boy. Lastly, we've got the star of the banner, and eventually star of CYL 5, obviously. She was going to get in at some point before then. It was obvious, but I guess we didn't imagine it would be this soon. So, there you go. Marianne, you are a infantry blue mage. Cool. And you've got Icy Fimbulvetter. This one, at least, kind of speaks to me. Only a little bit, just because, for whatever reason, I have this weird affinity, or at least this weird fascination with Fimbulvetter as a weapon. I couldn't really explain why. But, I mean, I don't hate that it's a perf and Fae. But I actually don't mind that she has, like, her own version of Fimbulvetter either. It's just, it makes sense, even though I don't even think that she can really get it. I'm pretty sure who's the one that can get it. Oh yeah, Constance. She could technically get Fimbulventer, so she should be the one who would really be coming in with it, but whatever. Anyways, grants attack +3 at start of combat if unit's HP is above 25%. Inflicts attack and resistance -6 on foe during combat. Simple. At start of combat if unit's HP is above 25% and unit is within 3 spaces of a cavalry or flying ally, it makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and also if unit deals damage to foe during combat, restores 5 HP to unit. I feel like I don't actually hate this that much. It's very, I don't know, you can't really do too much with her in terms of making her go out on her own and do something. But at the same time, that's kind of not what that's for, to be honest. Like, she's not expected to go out and just do whatever the hell. So this kind of works out. I think the only issue is just because it's restricted to cavalry and flying specifically. I mean, obviously it's meant to be, like, just related to her personal skill, since, I mean, she has cavalry, flying, and she can restore HP. That's her personal skill, I remember, at least in some form, so it's just, like, whatever. I guess mostly, though, in terms of other compositions, I kind of have a hard time seeing where it can at least fit in. At least more specifically, I think more so in Arena. But then again, you have, like, legendary units that are, and duo units and that stuff that's sitting for higher BST, so it's like, there you go. I mean, you have Duo Sigurd, for example. You just got Flying Claude, who hits 185 on his own, so it's like, there you go. So, and to be fair, Aether Race is a thing, too, so I guess that works out in that case. You just don't want her going out super, super far away, and it's just like, whatever. Overall, I think it's actually a pretty, just, I think, me personally, I think this is a pretty tame weapon, mostly because it's not as honest and understandable as Lewin, or at least simplified or whatever. But I don't think this is a bad weapon at all. This is actually pretty solid. It doesn't seem like it's anything overpowering. I mean, not only do you get +3 attack, you're going to get a guaranteed follow-up attack if you're nearby a cavalry or flying unit, if you're, like, pretty close to them. Or at least 3 spaces is pretty generous, too, so I'm okay with that. But on top of that, you're also getting attack and res -6 on the foe, so you're just doing more damage and you're taking less damage. So it's like, hey, why not? And even then, I think that just kind of applies overall, so she can at least probably take a hit, even if she's, like, what, 41 HP? So it's not bad. Otherwise, you've got Iceberg for a special. Makes sense. She's probably going to have a crap ton of res, too. I think mostly her stats are just going to go into her attack and res, because she has a guaranteed follow-up attack, so it's like she doesn't really need the speed. But she'll probably have something of, like, I think the highest that she will go is low to mid-30s. Otherwise, I don't think she's going to have, like, a dump stat in her speed. Doesn't make sense. But otherwise, she has B Dual Infantry 4. This works out, mostly just because the Tier 3 version of this was only on one unit ever, the Seasonal. Berkut. Dancer Berkut, more specifically. And, you know, the, as people like to call it, the fanfiction father to Marianne. I actually don't mind that, by the way. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it just makes sense that now this is finally getting a Tier 4 variant. Makes sense, especially that it's actually in the normal pool this time. Meanwhile, well, again, Tier 3 was just seasonal only, so it's definitely nice. I just want them to release more units, I guess, that are in, like, the permanent pool with these sort of skills, and I guess that's good because, I mean, Aranis and Azelle are now going to be in, like, the actual permanent pool that you could pull, so it's like, there you go. Just keep releasing these dual 4s on actual units, not seasonal, if you're going to at least put them out, that is. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you've got Lull Attack Res 3. Just makes sense. It just makes her base effect just make you have just -9 to your attack and res, so hooray. You're definitely getting nuked, and you are not doing too much damage here. I mean, you probably will, since you won't have a lot of defense, but you're also at least getting hit for -9 to your attack, so there you go. And 25 res. I believe, I forget how many units this is on. I know this is on Brave Edelgard. I can't remember if this is on Guinevere or not, but yeah, just overall, I think it's kind of just like, it's a solid kit. I mean, you probably want to give her a better A, just because I don't think you really want to basically give her the Tier 4 variant of basically summoner support. You'd probably want to give her something a lot more offensive, like Sturdy Impact, for example. But I don't know. I guess that's kind of just besides the point. I don't know. I think that she'll be fun overall. A lot of people are definitely going to go in to pull at her. She's not like a broken unit or whatever, at least by that means. But I actually don't mind it. I mean, actually, wait, can't we calculate her res or something like that? Huh. Because wait, that's 50% from Iceberg. And that's like her own stats. It's getting from 51 to 73. So she's getting 22 damage based on that. I believe if I calculate everything properly, getting 22, that would go up to 44. -4 because of joint drive res. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, be dual infantry 4. So I think she's going to have, I believe 38 res actually is going to be her stat for her res. So I mean, that's not bad. You can definitely up that a lot more. I mean, just it makes sense. It's not going to be like super crazy high, but I mean 38 is decent enough. And I mean, if you're going to be running B dual infantry 4, that'll just up it to a flat 40, which honestly just isn't that bad. It definitely works out, especially, again, if you want to spam out those icebergs. I mean, even if you're not getting off your joint drive res, but you probably will because of her weapon. I mean, there you go. Have fun with 22 damage from your icebergs. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty solid banner, I would think. It does suck, though, that Ingrid and Marianne are color sharing. It really does suck that they scuffed up Linhardt like this, but are we really surprised? I don't think we really should be, but we've already gotten like a few good 34-star focus new heroes recently. I mean, we just got Lex, so I mean, there you go. And then Sedith on the last Treehouse this banner. It's just like, did you really have to scuff up another healer? Really? Really? I don't know. Come on, IS. Can't believe you do that to us. But oh well. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this. I'm definitely not pulling. I have no orbs, but I would love to get myself a copy of Marianne just because, hey, why not? Otherwise, DEDUE, I think, is actually kind of a sleeper pick here. Mostly just because I'm curious to see his stat allocation. But, that's just me. But, let me know if you guys are going to be pulling on this banner in the comments below. Otherwise, feel free to like the video and subscribe if you'd like. It's definitely appreciated. Yeah, my name's been Valentia, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.